Hello everyone, welcome to another one of my London walking videos, and this is part 2 of my walk in Columbia Flower Market. Now in part 1 of the video we actually have already done a long walk from Oak Street Tube Station to Columbia Road where this flower market is located, and we've actually queued up and walked through the flower market already. So in part 2 here we have actually come back to the flower market again because we wanted to have another look. We didn't sort of have a good look the first time around, so we had to turn around, queued up to go back into the market. And this time we thought we have a look around the shops as well, because in part 1 of the video we concentrated on just the flower market outside the road. But now we sort of pop in and out of various different shops around this area. And so you will see me kind of having the camera on and off a lot of the time here, because the shops are generally quite small, enclosed space, and there's lots of people going in and out, and I didn't want to poke my camera in their face sort of thing. So I ended up keep having to turn my camera on and off as and when necessary. So we were at some shops earlier looking at flower pots and things like that, and my friend spent some money buying a really lovely glass vase to house her flowers, which she'll be getting in a minute. So we are now in and out of the shop, so whenever I'm in the shop I generally turn the camera off, because I don't want to walk around the shop, looking stupid, poking my camera on people's faces. And we're now back into the street where the flowers market is, and this was where my friend splashed out quite a bit buying some lovely peonies. There were some gorgeous peonies, and yes, she got 3 bunches of peonies because they were selling them 3 for £20, otherwise it's like £7.50 for a bunch. And she fell in love with them and bought these lovely peonies, which I like as well, because peony is my absolute favourite flowers. But I didn't want to buy a bunch of peony, which would end up dying after a couple of weeks. So she bought a load of peonies, lavender, and a lovely vase to flower the peonies in. And we are now just walking through, and we ended up going into this side street here as well, which we didn't go into last time round. So yeah, this second video we're now having a much more leisurely look at the whole place, and my friend at least ended up buying a whole load of things as mentioned. And then we came across this Japanese maple, and I absolutely love this maple. It's gorgeous. It's got bright red leaves. Yeah, I mean, if I had a garden, I would definitely have got this maple tree and lug it back with me no matter what. But I haven't got a garden. I live in a flat. There's no garden, no balcony, nothing. There's no way I could grow a maple tree and peony flowers and things like that. So it was just daydreaming for me, looking at all these gorgeous plants, and can't really get them. So yeah, I have to give it a miss. And we're now wandering into lots of other little shops here, and there's this gorgeous antique shop selling some absolutely stunning furniture, old antique ancient furniture that were made of solid oak and some sort of a cherry wood or something. Really nice. But I had to turn my camera off because obviously it's a fairly small shop and there's lots of people walking around, so I didn't want to poke my camera, so I turned it off. So there's not much to look at. I ended up not filming anything once I'm inside the shop. It's only when I'm outside walking here that I can turn my camera back on. So anyway, enjoy the video, and I shall catch up with you a bit later on. Alright, so that's it. We have finished with the flower market. We'll finally exit and come out of it. So we're now just walking around, wandering around the area and getting to know the place. Alright, so we have finished with our walk around this area and we've now decided that we need to go and get some food and drink. And we decided we should go for a Japanese meal in Eat Tokyo. Now, I've been to Eat Tokyo a few times before. It's a really good Japanese restaurant serving lovely Japanese food, very reasonable price. My friend has never been there before, and we've talked about going to Eat Tokyo with her a few times already, but never actually made it for some reason. This time around, we thought we have to go now to try it out and get it over and done with. And this is probably her first Japanese meal. And according to Google Map, there should be a bus at this bus stop here. I think it's bus number 55. That would take us to central London. We'll get out at Tottenham Court Road, and from there we'll walk towards this restaurant. So here we are. We have actually got out the bus now. So this is about half an hour, 40 minutes later. We finally got out of the bus at Tottenham Court Road, and is now trying to figure our way towards Charing Cross Road, which is, I think, at the end of this street here. So this is Denmark Street. At the end of this street is Charing Cross Road. And then from Charing Cross Road, it's just another few minutes walk before we get to, I can't remember what this Eat Tokyo restaurant is at now. I think it's Old Cornwall Street, something like that. But you see it when we get there. Okay, we're there almost. Just have to cross over the road and into this side street here is where the restaurant is located. Now, I've been to this place, this branch of restaurant a few times before, and I've actually written a blog about it as well. So if you want to read all about my food blog, then head over to my blog website to read all about Old Compton Street. That's it. This is where the restaurant is located. In fact, this entire street is just full of restaurants, bars, and eating places. Very popular. And this restaurant itself is also very popular because every time I've been to the restaurant, they have a few branches around London, and all the one that I've been to, there's always been lined up, a queue to get in. So as you can see, there's already a bit of a line up here waiting to get in. They don't take reservations. You just have to turn up and wait your turn to get in. And I think this time we ended up waiting around about 20 to 30 minutes before we finally go inside to have our meal. They're very good. Lovely Japanese food, nice and healthy. And every time I go in, I would get my usual bento box, and here it is. So you have salmon, a bit of sashimi, chicken, and I love the chicken that they have here. And this is my friend's bento box. Very similar, except I have chicken and she has prawns. And we're now finished with our meal. So we spent about an hour in the restaurant, stuff our face out with our food and drink, and we're now come out walking through Chinatown. And you can see Chinatown got nice decoration up in the air there. Some lanterns and these flowers are supposed to be different types of Chinese flowers. So they have peonies, lotus, chrysanthemums, and plums, I think. And then we are now walking through Chinatown, heading towards Piccadilly and into Haymarket, because there's apparently a Japanese supermarket that's recently opened in the Haymarket. It's called the Japan Center, and they moved a few times already in the last few years, because apparently all the previous time they keep having refurbishments. So every time the landlord having a refurbishment, they got kicked out and they have to move to different locations around this area. So this time round they're moving over to Haymarket. So we just finished with our Japanese meal, and we thought we'd finish off with a Japanese theme by going over to Haymarket. And we had to cut across Chinatown and going through here. And as you can see, there's a load of England fan here. Just chock-a-block of them, because this was a big sporting day. As I mentioned in the first video, when I got out in the morning on the tube at about 10:30, the tube was already filled up with England fans streaming into London for this semi-final England versus Italy football. And then there was also Wimbledon men's final as well. It was I think Roger Federer against somebody. And my friend actually wanted to stay in and watch TV, watch the Wimbledon men's final, because she's supporting Roger Federer. I think it's Roger Federer, I don't know. I mean, I'm just not into sport. I have no idea who's who and what's what. But she told me right at the end that she actually was thinking of staying in watching this Wimbledon final. But because we've already decided on going to this flower market a couple of weeks back, she didn't want to postpone it again, because we were supposed to have gone the previous week, the previous Sunday. But then it was supposed to be raining. It did rain heavily in the evening, not in the morning. However, we have already thought that it was going to rain all day, so we postponed the flower market visit until this week. So she didn't want to postpone it again, so she decided to come out and go anyway. So that's what we've done. But then it turned out it was also the England semi-final with Italy as well. That's why the entire day, the tube and everywhere in central London was busy with lots of England fans coming in to support their team. Although I'm not too sure why, because the footballs actually play in Wembley, not in central London. So I don't know what they're doing in central London for. I suppose they just stream in so they can all congregate and sing and dance together. So it was really noisy, although you can't hear it as the video was on silent. But it was noisy, lots of singing, dancing, drinking. There was smell of beer all over the place. And then, unfortunately, England lost as well. I think they lost on penalty, I heard afterward. And there was a great big hoo-ha because of England losing, so people were not happy about it. Here we are making our way towards Haymarket, and we keep bumping into this big crowd. It was unavoidable, really. Alright, I'm now turning into Haymarket, which is where the Japan Center, the Japanese supermarket, is located, where we wanted to go. And unfortunately, this was roughly where my battery died as well. Of course, I didn't know it. I was still walking around thinking everything was okay and filming, but no, the battery has gone without me knowing it. So I walked around until now. Finally, at the end, I realized that my battery had gone. So I swapped it out for another one, got it up and running again. But it means that I missed a whole around about 30 minutes of filming. I had to squeeze through Trafalgar Square, which was packed. It was chock full of England fans, I guess, waiting for the football to happen. So I thought I was filming the whole scene for record, for posterity. But no, nothing happened because my battery has finished without me knowing it. I am now at Charing Cross Station, just crossing over the road now to get into Charing Cross Underground Station to get the train home. I thought I might as well go before it gets even more crowded. That's it, everyone. We are now getting into the underground and coming to the end of this video. Hope you've enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and I shall catch up with you again in the next video. And here's just some flowers that we bought at the flower market earlier. Some lovely peonies and what it looks like when it's been dressed up in the vase. Thank you for watching. See you then. Bye.